first and foremost, bro, appreciate the interviews. Thank
Appreciate you.
We have
bro.
not done this in a while. I need to get back to doing more of these. Like, I really love doing this segment because it's just like getting me able to sit down with dope artists that like I like to listen to, I like to hang around with. But thank you for doing this. Like the conversation is always appreciated.
Of course.
But, like, I already know you. Like we'll get into like how we kind of cross paths and like that funny story kind of. But like for the most part, just let everybody know like kind of who you are, the origin story,
sure,
like
sure.
who is Mac Infinity. Like just introduce yourself. You know what I mean?
For sure. What's good, y'all? I am Mac Infinity. I am a multi-hyphenate artist, originally from Kansas City, but I'm currently based in New Orleans. I moved here after I graduated from my HBCU, Dewar University, and yeah, I'm excited to be here with you, bro. To talk about what I love to do, bro. It's my livelihood, bro.
Okay, fine. But I basically wanted to ask you, like, kind of how your process with making music is, because like when you meet someone and you see kind of what their process is like when we're in the studio, like it's very interesting, like just seeing people how they kind of, it's a science almost to like what they make. Like, what is your science to how you make a Mac Infinity song? Like, what's an element of your song that's like it's got to be perfect in order for it to actually like work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I try to approach everything from like a lens of like, has this been done before? Like, how can I make this different in my own? You know, I'm not gonna say that I have just like one way I do everything. I try to be very amphibious about like my, you know, my process, especially with me working with different artists all the time. You know, I think that just makes things better when I'm able to adapt to different situations. But I try to have fun, bro. At the end of the day, that's probably the most important thing for me, is just making sure that this doesn't feel like work. You know?
And I feel like that comes across in your music. Like you can hear that, like at least he's having fun with it. You know what I mean? I think that's like so key to listen. That's why your music feels so fun to listen to, because it is fun. You know what I mean? Like it feels like carefree. But we'll get into it, because there's sometimes you can be like really like deep and introspective, and it's a curveball. And you're like, oh shit, like he's talking about real shit now. It's not just ass shaking music. Now. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, god damn. But like how we cross paths is funny, because I used to work at a film company with your ex, actually, and she was like, my boyfriend does music, and like you should really listen to it. Like she's gassing this nigga. And I'm like, okay, cool, cool. Okay, sure. This is way before I was doing like the Until Death and shit. Like, right? And so I'm like, okay, like I'll listen to it, and like I generally was gonna listen to it, just like never, just you know how shit, you just never get around it, because she would always ask me about it. I'm just like, let me listen to this,
because she keep bringing this
like,
shit up.
This better be the fucking greatest album I've ever fucking heard. And so eventually, it was one time we were coming from a set, and she was like, oh, I hope you don't mind, I'm gonna play. This is actually my boyfriend's music I'm about to play right now. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she played 10 Toes. And so I'm listening to it. I'm just like, I can get down with this. Like, I already in my mind kind of made up what type of music. I thought it was like, this is going to be some like New Orleans drill music shit. I was just like, god damn. And so I heard, I was like, it had bounce. And I was like, oh, okay, I can get down with this. I can listen to it. And from then on, like, I listened to the rest of your track. So like Turkey Bacon Freestyle, like Domesticated Niggas. Like, those were the tracks that I was like, okay, I really fuck with these. And I like that project Cumulus. Like, it really, in my opinion, was like a well-developed track.
Appreciate it, bro.
It was well put together. It's really easy to listen to. It's really easy, like on the ear. Sonically, everything works. So like that is definitely something that like I was keeping my rotation for a while. I'm ready for the new shit now.
Of course, hey, bro. I'm ready for the new shit too.
Shit. But it's funny, like that's how like I came across your music. Then like how we actually met was at Larizi's pop-up show that he did at Mr. Wolf. Because I remember I was looking at you. I'm with my girl, and like, if you, by the way, we actually covered that event. So if you actually go and watch us cover it.
Go check it out.
Seriously.
Go check it out.
A lot of people don't know, like we have a YouTube page. We haven't been doing a lot of shit on here. We need to get back into doing like the broadcast and shit, which is going on there as a dub segment. But I saw you walk in. I'm like, I know that nigga from somewhere. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know this nigga. I'm just like, oh, and it hit me in mind. And I walked up and I was like, this is gonna be weird because you don't know me, but I know you.
I was like,
and I don't want you to be like, who the fuck is
what's
this?
Up?
And then once I introduced myself, that's when it was just like, oh, okay, you seem like you were cool people. And I was like, okay, you a cool nigga. He ain't like, you know, he wasn't just trying to shoo me away and be like, all right, whatever, bro. Right. You know what I mean? But that was a cool story, kind of like how that crossed paths. But yeah, man, like I've been seeing you've been doing a lot more to pivot away from music, a lot more with like filming, going around and helping. Like you had Toya's son in his music video, which I haven't seen. We reposted it on our story all the time. It's fire. I love that music video. You had with Cash Cobain, that music video that I would assume is gonna drop and who knows when in the future. And then you also had with you filmed with Cam Newton with 4th and 1, which like if any one of y'all are sports fans, y'all know who that is. Like that's fucking crazy. Right. So like all these things, like what was the motivation for you to feel like you really need to get back on like your film shit? Because like, do you think a lot of people know that you're a film major?
I feel like it's 50-50, bro. Like it's however you meet me. Right. Some people is like, oh, you shot for my cousin boyfriend, da 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 da.
They don't know that you be rapping.
They don't know that I'll be rapping. And then some people met me at a performance, saw me perform somewhere, and then they see that I film, they like, oh, I didn't know that you film, you know? Yeah. So it's however people meet me. Like, I don't have a preference. I like to think that my different mediums are intertwined with each other because I like to think visually when I'm making music. And when I'm shooting something visually, I like to think about how I can implement that in my music. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't, you know, in terms of that being like my focus, or at least outwardly, it sort of was forced on me, bro. Like I got laid off from my job, and I was like, well, shit, I can either curl up in a corner and cry, right, or
it kind of bat you in a corner.
Yeah,
or I gotta figure it out,
or figure it out and survive.
You seem to be figuring it out.
Yeah, so I just been shooting. Shout out to my internship program that I was in my undergrad. BLAC program is a super good program to get Black people in digital marketing. And through that program, I did this project with the Universal Circus. Shout out to the Universal Circus. Yeah. And through that, I got like a good lump sum of cash to get a new camera.
I see you with that FX3. I was gonna ask you, like, how long you had that camera?
FX30.
Oh, FX30.
FX30.
My bad.
That's for the film nerds. It's the Super 35 version.
What lens do you have?
So a lot of my clients fuck with my fisheye lens that I use.
Right. Course,
so that it gives my stuff sort of a unique look. But yeah, bro, I through that project that I did with them, I bought a new camera. I did used to shoot stuff for people in undergrad. But I was like, damn, like I feel like my gear's a little outdated. I need to get some newer stuff. And I sort of put that fire behind me, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be out here shooting. And ever since then, it's been boom, 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 boom. So
hell yeah. Like I said, really appreciate the work. Like it really seems like you're going out there and like getting it for real. But like talk about to pivot off of you working with like Cam Newton, like I also just wanted to say like the Super Bowl being here, like get your thoughts on like the industry that it brought in the city was crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Regardless of like the negative side of like what the Super Bowl brought and shit like that. Right. Like, you know, the funniest way that I've seen people describe it is like, you know, when your room is like really messy and your mom tells you to clean your room and you just throw everything in the closet.
Yeah, everybody was like,
and then when the companies, you know, leaves and shit like that, everything just gets messy again. That's what it kind of felt like.
Yeah, it definitely did.
But like focusing more on like
it felt like the room was clean for a second though.
Right. It felt it felt like the city was legit in 1999. We were completely in a different bubble than the rest of the world. Because it's like we're out here partying, having a good time. I'm looking at people's stories and they're at these like cocktail parties and all these celebrities are walking around and type shit, you know what I mean? But meanwhile, there's wild shit going on in the country, bro. Like it's crazy shit going on. Like we are in crazy times. But the industry that it brought here for especially for creatives, like everybody was out doing something. Everyone was like either DJing or at these like social meetups and networking. Like it was phenomenal. But you actually got to be a part of the halftime performance for K-Dot, which was like, tell us about how that happened.
Bruh, it was a lot, bruh. Well, so they had like an open casting call. It was open for like a day.
I didn't see it.
It was open for like a day or two at max. Okay. It filled up really fast. My homie LG, shout out to LG. He sent me the link. He's like, hey bro, get on this. So I applied. And the audition video.
Oh, you had to shoot audition videos?
Yeah. So they were like, oh, we need to get your biggest turn up song. You need to turn up to a Kendrick song. Okay. I didn't do that shit. I sent in my BBL Jersey freestyle for my audition video. And they accepted me.
Which is crazy because not to like carry off into a tangent about that, but it's wild. Like if y'all don't know, Mac did the BBL Jersey challenge that Metro put out. He still wants his 10K.
I want my 10K. Metro.
He still wants his 10K. It was a good verse. It's crazy to know that you weren't even going to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
That someone convinced you to do it. I'm glad you did because it was cool like to see like the live and all these rap pages posted. I was like, I just interviewed that nigga like 3 weeks ago. That's crazy. Which spoiler alert, we've done this. The first time like a year ago, we did it at Dillard, but people kept like walking in and like the vibe just didn't feel right. So we completely flipped out the scenery. Like we outside with it.
We outside.
But it's crazy to know that you were at the start of the beef, like literally a year ago, like right when it was like picking up, and then you were also there at the fucking end of it. Like that is crazy. But what do you feel? Not to get into the beef because it's so fucking burnt out
at this point, right?
Because it's like.
Okay.
I've heard every single think piece and conspiracy.
Right.
I've read articles. I've seen videos. I've seen it all. And it's getting to a point where I'm hopefully people don't like say like, oh, it's not over. And I'm like,
no, it's over.
It's dead, man.
It's over,
like,
bro.
I really hope Drake doesn't go on this weird route of saying like, oh, I'm gonna go down with round 2. You know what I mean? Like this is round 2. Like, bro, it's okay. Kendrick snuck you. Y'all were jabbing at each other for years. He snuck you. You weren't prepared. You got caught off guard. Just take your L. Like, just take the motherfucking L, bro. And just come back. And just come back with your own shit.
Right, bro.
And a year from now, do what you need to do. Hit back harder, and then we'll revisit this whole thing. But for right now, like this, it's corny. It's corny, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I think he just needs to fall back. And just precursor, I like Drake's music.
I do too.
I like Drake's music.
No problem
I think Drake is a great artist, a great rapper. But yeah, bro, like I think it's one of them things where you just gotta take your L, bro.
It's just gotta move.
Everybody
on,
lose something, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Because now it's getting like it really dead for like Twilight in this bitch. Like it feels like white girls that watch like Twilight type shit. Like Team Drake, Team Kendrick, Team Jacob, Team Edward. Like nigga, it's not about who the fuck. Like for hip hop, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, bro. Like I think that was unprecedented, bro. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. The output that we got from both sides. We got an EP basically from both artists. And I don't think
both sides, if you think about it, won in a sense. You know, well, more on Kendrick's side, but you know what I mean? Drake, you know, considering
hip hop won.
Exactly. Especially West Coast. If we're gonna talk about West Coast. If anything, West Coast, hip hop definitely won. But for the most part, like it seemed like it definitely kicked off hip hop this year. Or in just music in general, not even just hip hop, music in general, for that run that it was like from 2016 to 2019. Hopefully now it's like from here on for the next 3-4 years, we just get like complete crazy runs from artists and shit like that. It's wild. Like I am really anticipating to see like what Drake drops next to see what he wants to talk about. But that's all I'm gonna say about it. That's my whole thing piece about the beef. I'm not gonna I had a whole kind of video written about it, little video essay that I was gonna do, and then I just saw it and I was like, all right, y'all dragging it. Y'all dragging it. It's gone haywire.
You can think about anything deep, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's two rich niggas rapping, making drive-by poetry about each other, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like
nobody dying behind this.
Y'all treat. I hope not.
I hope not.
I really hope not. Anyway. I hope not no crazy behind the scenes type shit. Because I did see some people saying like this is the closest thing that we've seen. Because I'm not a '90s baby.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
wasn't there to see like West Coast versus East Coast.
I think
wasn't there to see
that was
Biggie
a lot more volatile, bro. It was a lot more hostile, so. Bro. From what I've heard.
from hindsight, looking back at what happened.
Both the two primary parties are no longer here with us today.
Yeah, so. which is crazy when it was first starting off for like Boosie to say that shit, being like, you don't know how this shit can get. I was like, bro, don't even put that out there.
Don't put that energy.
This shit is not gonna go nowhere near that. This nigga needs to perform at the Super Bowl. He is not trying to lose his life over some crazy petty beef, bro.
Right.
But no, I think it's so burnout. I think it is what it is. It's whatever. But to get more back into music, you're dropping soon.
I am dropping soon, man.
Now, at the time of this, it's probably already out, so go listen to that. So if you want to
for
shout
sure,
it out,
bro.
Like what it's called, I'll let you unveil it.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So firstly, I'm dropping a single. It's called And1. I might drop the clip with me, my homie Nico, aka Ben Dope, and then Faratu. We performed the song at Forever Fest. A part of it. And we added Faratu's verse on there. I got Bounce Artist and Queen Queasy.
Oh, you got Queen? Okay.
I got Queen on there. Super hard ass song. Gonna get some visuals to it soon.
All right.
I think it has a lot of potential. I produced it. I actually made that beat on Instagram Live too. So
really?
I have me making that beat.
Okay.
Was it 2 years ago, bro? 2 years ago?
But for me, I'll first listen, I got 2 songs left to go. I was listening to it on my drive here and just running errands today. But it's good. It really, it cohesively works. It does give me vibes of like a mixtape. Cause it's crazy that we get that, that intro where it's you just kicking the fucking door down, coming in that bitch and just painting out this picture, right?
All right.
And then 3 tracks later, you get to
you
get the and one. It's all right, fuck all the serious shit. Shake ass. Let's get wild. Let's get with these witty, funny bars and shit like that. Bro, Dope kills his fucking verse as always, bro. I always love a Dope verse. I'm just this is fire, bro. But yeah, it's the features I feel like are nice. Everything is well structured. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how people reciprocate the project.
Of course, bro. I hope it's received well. I spent a lot of time on it. Shout out to all the artists that are featured on there. It's people from my native Kansas City on there.
Oh, that's right.
And obviously some people from here too. I produced most of the project. I think all but Yella and Oops. Yeah, so every other beat I made. And then the last song, there's a beat change. My homie
I heard you.
Crescendo produced that. Shout out to Crescendo. He DJ'd my set at Forever Fest.
That was him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, bro, I'm super excited to see what people think about the project. I spent a lot of time on it. And I just hope that it opens some doors for me, man. I'm however I get in, bro, I'm bringing what I got with me.
And that was a cool thing about it too, seeing all the features and stuff like that. It really does feel like you have a crew that you rock with. Y'all all rock with each other. Y'all all uplift each other. You know what I mean? Y'all put each other on in all y'all songs and stuff like that. So it's cool. It really is dope. To see that. You know what I mean? It really does feel like you're forming a community.
Of course,
and whatnot. So it's really just all on the way up from here. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I remember you telling me not too long ago that when we were making a song, you were saying how you were kind of in a slump. You were like, thanks, bro. I kind of needed this.
Yeah.
Was the slump that you're in, was this putting out the project and stuff like
bro,
that? You're kind of just burnt out from it?
Yeah, I was burnt out. And I was still trying to figure out, at least at the time, what I wanted to do with this lump sum of music and beats that I had. I had the idea of FOREVERUARY, probably a few years ago, and inspired Forever Fest. But I think building community as an artist is super important. And I think it just goes, or it starts from, really fucking with other people's stuff. It comes from a place of love. And everybody that I had on the project, I fuck with their music. I listen to it casually.
Right.
So I'll, some people obviously I'm closer to than others. But the people I'm not super close to, I was just like, hey bro, I fuck with your shit. I produced. Can you hop on this open I got, bro? Or can I make something up and send it to you? Can you send me something back? And just building those relationships with people. And you know, making some dope shit, because at the end of the day, you know, we all are here together to get to where we need to be, you know?
Everyone's got different paths.
Right.
For the most part, everyone has like a relatively the same goal, which is like to do shit that they love, you know what I mean? So like everyone's got different reasons of why they're trying to do that, but for the most part, it's for one goal.
Right.
But I respect you as an artist, because it's like, it seems like you're always making music. Like, it seems like you're never not like making music, and you don't really feel like pressure to like release.
No,
you know what I mean?
Not at all.
Like some people, some niggas really do like have that pressure. Like, I gotta, like, bro, I constantly gotta be dropping.
Nah,
like,
bro.
a single gotta come out this week, and then I gotta have a visual. I got this, and like you really do just kind of let it. Just like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna let niggas pressure me when I need to drop. I'll drop when I'm ready to drop.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it'll come out. Cause it's like, you play me unreleased shit, and I'm like, oh, this is in the vault. That's crazy. Right. But it's like, man, it's really nice to see that like we're getting a project. I really do hope it's like well reciprocated. I like the project. I think it's dope. I like the features. It's well made. So I hope you're excited for it, bro.
Of course, bro. I'm super excited again to see what people think. But you know, like this art shit, bro, it's like, you know, I come from a sports background. I played basketball pretty much my whole life. I think of it like getting shots up at the gym, bro. You know, obviously there's gonna be seasons where you playing games, or there's gonna be a season where you're actively playing games. And then there, to me, it's an off season, bro. I've been in my off season, but I haven't stopped going to the gym. I'm still getting my shots up every day. I'm still working on it. I'm still listening to new stuff. I'm still seeing what's hot. I'm still, you know, a part of what's going on, you know, even if it's more subtle and I'm not front facing, you know, because, you know, me shooting to me is still me working on my music. Like, I'm being a part of the artist community here, you know. So
I have a similar like background. I play football. I didn't play basketball, but like I see like my page is the same thing as well. Like, it's only gonna get better and better and better from here. Like even me like doing these interviews, like I'm a little rusty, but like I'm gonna get, the more I do it, I'm gonna get better and better and better and progress. And like that's really what it's all about with like anything. I think a lot of niggas just get too kind of caught up in their heads about shit. And I'm victim to that as well. Like I'll make music and then I'll listen to something else and I'm like, it's not sounding like that though. You know what I mean? But like, in order for them to make it sound like that, bro, you're not seeing like the long ass nights. Like they didn't just hop on a mic and do that shit in like 2 weeks. And so like I'm victim to that as well. But like with the page and shit like that, and like my write-ups and like my articles and shit, like I am making sure that I'm constantly trying to progress with anything. So that's like one of the most important things, especially for people who are just starting out. Right. This shit, I know that's so cliche, like everybody says that, but like it really does like hit you. It's just like, oh no, like it's not even like gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna be really tough some days if you want to do stuff like this. But
it don't just take work, it take time, bro. You know, because I think, especially when, you know, when shit is fun, it's like, oh, you know, I can do this, but you know, especially most artists anyway, aren't able to just work on their music. Like they gotta go to work. Right. Gotta go to school.
You gotta find that time.
They got it, bro. Like you really gotta make time for this shit. And that's a challenge that I've run into, you know, fairly recently, especially with me shooting for other people. It's like, all right, you know, these people are paying me to get them this back in a certain amount of time. But how do I still prioritize what I have going on too? And like, you know, this landscape of me, you know, balancing, you know, both mediums essentially. So that's been a challenge for me. But I like to think that I'm figuring it out, you know?
Yeah. And like one day, like if it hasn't already, like one day, like it will just click. You'll like find that perfect balance and it'll all like work out and all fall into place. Like you just gotta like keep at it and just keep doing it. Like too many people just get discouraged from it all. But I appreciate you for doing this, bro.
Of course, bro.
Like if y'all can't tell, it's cold as hell out here, or at least I am with these rolled up sleeves. I got no jacket on, so like it's cold, bro. But no, definitely appreciate you for doing this.
Of course,
like,
bro.
The conversation is always welcome, bro. Thank you for running it back with us.
Of course.
We had to run it back.